John 20, verse 6. Erketai un kai Simon Petros, akaluthon auto, kai eis elthen eis ta menemeon, kai theore ta authonia kamena. Remember that right before this, the beloved disciple stooped down, getting to the tomb first, and saw the linen cloths lying there. We read, so Simon Peter also came following him, and he entered into the tomb, and he saw the linen cloths lying, implied, there. Okay, several fun things we could look at here. We notice we have some narrative or historical presence, right? He comes, he sees, but in the final translation, we would translate those in the past tense, as because we don't use the narrative present the same way that Greek does. We have a participle here, akaluthon, from akalutheo, to follow, and I suppose this might be telling us the manner in which he comes. He comes, as I think Murray Harris says, hard on the heels of the beloved disciple, following him. Remember, the verb akalutheo takes a dative object or dative complement. That's why auto is in the dative, following him, hard on his heels. The auto there referring to the beloved disciple. Eis elthen is from eis erchomai. Eis erchomai means I go in. So eis elthen here means he went in. That's just a second aorist active indicative third person singular. The third singular subject is, of course, Simon Peter. He entered into the tomb. Notice it's quite common in Greek to have the prepositional prefix on the compound verb repeated afterwards with no emphasis, just as a stylistic pattern. We see again, we saw this just up above in the previous verse, but we have a verb of perception here, theoreo, the verb theoreo, to see. Up above it was the verb blepe. Remember that John loves near synonyms. I know that some commentators try to make this verb mean something different, or seem something more intense than blepo, but I do think John's style argues in favor of just seeing it synonymously. He saw. Right? What did Peter? He saw the linen cloths lying there. So we have a verb of perception, and then we have that followed by the object. Here's the object. And then we have a participle telling us something further about the object. Up above, I argued that perhaps the best way to label that would be a supplementary participle. Let's see if we can spell that correctly. Supplementary participle. Although some grammars will label this a predicate participle, and some grammars will say that this is the object, and then the participle is the complement. Notice how the participle matches case number and gender, the noun that it tells us something further about. So it is a neuter accusative plural, and it's from the verb kamai, verb kamai, to lie or recline. And in this case referring to not to people, but to objects. And so the full parsing on that would be a present middle participle, neuter accusative plural.